All right, we are recording, and I will give this to Matt. Where are you at there? There you go.
Okay, let me just choose. Which one have you got? Skype or?
Nothing yet. Okay, yes, Skype.
Okay. Okay, you should see WordPress now.
Gotcha. Yep.
Yeah. Okay, guys. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a couple of different ways you can use the survey plugin. A couple that I've set up as test ones for inspiration for you, and then I'll show you kind of how I set them up and stuff. So when you're doing a survey, you always need to work backwards. So ideally you would start with the campaign you're going to land them on after, but you don't actually have to do that. You could do that after, but you definitely need to get a thank you page in place, and just work your way backwards. But what I'll do, I think I'll just show you these couple that I've set up first so you can see them, and then I'll show you how I actually set them up. So one thing you can do is like a quiz. So I did a Crimson Tide one here. So if you're going to do a quiz, a little tip that you can do is just go and search on Google for quizzes, which is what I did, and just grabbed a couple of questions. And I don't know if you can see, but here's a little asterisk by this one. That means that it's a required field. So when I show you how to set it up, I'll show you that you can do required fields, and I've done those required fields because they're the ones I want to grab for the personalization. So I'm just going to put anything in these ones, and I'll put my own name in for that. I'll just put anything in there, and I'll just put number 78 in that one. Anything in there, so your people would be putting in what they think is the real answers. And here I've put what email address would you like to be contacted on for winning notifications. So that's one way that you can kind of squeeze that email address out of them as well, so that you can kind of grab their email address, even though they could put a fake one in like what I've just done there. So once they filled in the details, they go ahead and click enter, and what that does is takes you to a thank you page. So I'll show you how you can what you can do with the thank you page as well. And then here is where it takes that personalization and it puts it on a shirt. So I just threw these together. Obviously I just grabbed the Alabama logo there and a font. But you can see it's taken my name that I entered, and it's taken that number that I entered there as well. So that's the first name and second name on a personalized shirt. And it has also, I used the short code in the description there, so it's put my name actually in the description as well. So it's put made for Matt, world's #1 fan. So that's one of them, and I'll show you how I set these up after. This one here is, I just called this World's Proudest Mum, so you could target this to, to mums for mum shirt or grandmas or whatever you want to do. I used an image up there. I didn't use a logo or anything on here, and I put an image of the shirt down here that they might want to win. So here, what do your kids call you? I'll just put anything in there. How many kids have you got? I'll put 7. Just put a number in here, and then matt@email.com. Click enter. And this one's set up the same way. It's redirecting, so we set up our thank you page to redirect, and then it's going to land us on a campaign page in a minute. It's just going a bit slow, and it's landed us on there, and it's took that number 7 that I used, and it's put it directly on the shirt. So I've adjusted these campaigns so that it's got, kind of got a message related to this. Can't wait to get yours. Get one today. And then I set up, well, you would set up a coupon code for this particular campaign, and then I put a timer on here as well for a bit of, a bit of pressure to make them think that that's going to run out soon. So basically, they would have entered to a competition, and they think they're going to be winning the shirt, but then you're giving them a chance to actually buy the shirt as well. So the other way I set one up is, if I go to pages here, what I've done with this one, which is a little bit more advanced, is I've iframed it on a page. So if you want to get a little bit more creative, this is now a WordPress page. So doing it this way, we've got the header and everything, and what you could do with a WordPress page is you could make it in your drop down menu here, or you could have a page up here that says, you know, fill in our survey to win a free shirt. So if you're not familiar with iframes, this is like a web page within a web page. So where I'm scrolling up and down here, just trying to get it in the right position, but this is another page here, the survey page, which is within the WordPress page. So I'll just fill this in quick. I should have turned that notifier off. How many kids do you have? 6. email.com. So when I click enter now, this time what it's doing is redirecting. It's still, this URL here is still the same, but it's redirected with, and it's showing another page. It's showing the thank you page, and this time it's just a static page, so there's no redirect. And I just put an image on here that basically does a similar thing. It says, you know, you can enter a discount coupon code, and I made this whole image as one, and I made it clickable. So if they click it, it then takes them to that campaign, which I also edited a little bit, and I switched the header off on the campaign, and they can actually buy that within that iframe as well. So that's another way you can do it. And I know it looks a bit crude, you'd want to spend more time making it look a little bit pretty, but hopefully you get the idea of what you can actually do with it. So if we have a look back in here, so we'll have a quick look at the thank you page first. So like I say, you have to start with a thank you page, and you need a thank you page in place so that when you make your survey page, you've got the thank you page there ready to use. So normally you would create add new, but I'm going to show you one that I made. So here is where you've got the content which shows up. You can also pixel anybody that comes to and fills in your form as well, so it's good for building retargeting audiences. And here is where the personalized bit comes in. So you put a URL for a campaign, the campaign you want them to land on, and then you just use a short code at the end, F name, if it's just a single name shirt, and if you want to use the last name as well, you would use L name, which you can copy from down here like this. And just so you know, you need to put a little dash in between for it to work if you're using F name and L name. So what that does, that short code, is it grabs those from the fields on the survey form, and it drops them onto the shirt that you land them on. And then here you've got the delay time, so that's how long you wanted to hold them on the thank you page. So this message here is going to be held on that page for 4 seconds, and then it's going to redirect across to this page here. And then a bit further down, I didn't actually put them in, but then you've got your privacy policy and terms of service. So if you're advertising on Facebook, you do need to put those URLs in there, and then you can put your logo in as well. So that thank you page was for just the normal mum one, and then I'll show you the other one which I iframed, which was a static page. So this time I just this is one whole image here, and there's no redirect and there's no personalization on this one. So what happens is when they fill in the form, they just land on this page and it just stays there. So this is one whole image, and all I did was just, if you just click the image and then click the link symbol up here, you can just link it anywhere. So it looks to them like they're going to press a button down here, and then it's going to take them across to that other campaign. And roll type thanks. Okay, that thank you one was the same as that one. So you would go in and you would create your thank you page, and then you would move on to your survey page. So let's go and edit this one and have a look. So I used an image up here. You don't have to use an image, you can just use text, but this world's best mum is an image, so it's entirely up to you. You've got that option of adding an image, and you just put your cursor into the editing box and you just click add media, and then you can choose an image from your media library or upload one. Then you've got all the rest of the, the options just as a regular HTML editing box. Down here is where you add your survey field, so this is where you build your form. And if I just pop this open in a new tab, so here we can see where I put my questions. So you can rearrange these into whatever order you want, so you can kind of slip in the questions that you want to get them to give you, the fields for the first name or second name. So this one here, how many kids do you have, is the one that I wanted them to put in so that it lands on the shirt. So what I'll do, I'll just delete this one and I will add it back in. So you put your question in here. You can have a text box or a text area. So with text area, you've got like a lot more space to put in. Here's where you can choose if it's required or not. So if you want to force them to have to put that in. And then here's where you do the personalization. So when you check that, you can choose first name or last name. You can only do it once for first name and once for last name. So once you've chosen one, you try and do another first name again, then you don't have that option. You only have the last name option. So you can only have one first name and one last name. And then down the bottom here is where you've got your extra content. So looking at that on the live page, here up here is the first HTML editing box. Here's where your questions are, which you can move around into whatever order you want. This asterisk here is the forced field, and that's the field that I was using for personalization. And then down here you've got the extra content field. So you don't have to put an image in there, you can just put text or a message, or you can just leave it blank. This enter button here, you can change the words there here, and this is where you would select your thank you page, which is why you need your thank you page in first so that you can choose it when you make your survey. You can switch the header off, you can upload a logo, and again you've got your privacy policy and terms of service there. So with the campaign, like ideally you would start with the campaign first, so you would have an idea of what shirt it is you're going to land them on. So if you're going to use just a regular shirt that you've got in your campaigns, then you just go and find it and then duplicate it, and then you could edit it how you want it. So you could change up the name or whatever, and then in the columns here is where you would change the content, because it wouldn't, you'd be particularly landing them after they filled in the survey form. So then you could just take another campaign that's already done and you could just edit it up and make it into the campaign that you want it into. Just go back to the surveys there. Yeah, so with the iframe, I'll show you how I did the iframe one. We go back to the pages. The iframe one, I made the survey form as I would any other normal one, and then, sorry, I'm just trying to think at the same time, and then I created a blank page. And if we just go into the settings, okay, I'm using the Divi theme here, which most of you guys have got. So all you do is you add a module. I'll just add another one in here. Okay, you choose a code, and then you put your iframe code in there, which I can't remember off the top of my head, so I'll have a quick look at this one here. So this is the iframe code. It's pretty easy. If you Google it, it will tell you where, what to put in there. I added these center tags so that it's centered in the middle, and then here I just played around with the height and the width of it so it looked right on the page. And then here is the URL for my survey. So it's that easy to put it in, and that just embeds it basically into a WordPress page, just like that, like the one I showed you. So then you've got your header and everything, and like I say, you can make your menus, so that this is an option on your menu to actually go and fill this survey in. So that's pretty much how you use it. You know, the thing is, you want to get creative with it. You know, it is pretty powerful for collecting data. In fact, there's one thing I should show you as well, is once you've actually collected the information, you can click this view list, and this gives you the information that these guys have submitted to you. So it's a good way of getting information out of people as well that you can use for interests and targeting and stuff like that. You know, if you post it up on your grandma page and you ask them a question about their interest and stuff like that, and you get an overwhelming response to a certain question, then you know that there's a big interest in that area. And also it's a good way of grabbing their emails as well, so you can put those emails into a CSV in your mailer. So if you go to your mailer, your opt-in builder, and go to leads lists, then you can upload lists into here as well. So you can go add new, and then you can download a sample CSV, and that'll have the correct columns in, and then you can just add all your emails in there. You can then upload them into your emailer, and then you can start mailing out to those people as well. So that's pretty much it. If anyone's got any questions, let me know and I will answer your questions.
Okay, let's see, let's start. Yeah, guys, come on. If you have any questions about this or anything else, we'll try to get the questions about this first, but then if you have any other basic questions or whatever you want to ask, we're here. Yeah, Chris says he's confused on the pixel. Yeah, we're going to get you straightened out on that, Chris. Let's see. I know this is a basic question, but how do you get the shirt customized? Or are you about to cover that?
Yeah, is that for where it passes it over, I guess? So you would have to have a personalized campaign first. So let's just look at a campaign a second. So you would choose a campaign that's all, or you would have a design that's already a personalized design. So this might be your regular campaign. This is actually a manually personalized one, but you would have a normal campaign like that. And then what the survey plugin does is when you add the shortcode on your thank you page, what it does what this shortcode does here, this is the normal campaign URL here. Okay, this is without any names, so this is a personalized shirt, so you can put your name in the name field here, or a number in this case, and you can click search. And when you do that with any of these personalized campaigns with T-Rex, you can do this as well with any campaign, but just let it load. You see in the URL up here, that number 8 is on the end of the URL. So you can technically, with any personalized design, just put the name actually on the end of the URL. So what happens with the survey is it collects the name here on your survey page, and then the thank you page actually passes that. When you use this shortcode, they fill in the survey, it then goes to the thank you page, which this one is, and it then takes those names from the fields, and by using this shortcode it adds those names to the end of the URL, and then it lands them on this page with those names on the end of the URL, which puts the names directly on the shirt. So that's how, that's how the personalization works, and that's how it actually puts their name on the shirt.
Okay. Stephanie would like to know, does this data show up in MailChimp?
No, it doesn't. No, you can export your leads. The leads you get from the survey form don't go into your mailer, so you would have to do something like this, like I showed here, with just enter your email address for winner notifications. Then you would need to go and pull those leads out of the data that you've got. But when you build lists with the opt-in builder, you can export any of your lists as a CSV, and you can just go and import those straight into MailChimp if you would rather use MailChimp. But to be honest, when you see what the T-Rex mailer does with with the shirts and stuff, then the chances are you probably wouldn't want to use MailChimp anyway, because the T-Rex mailer is geared up for T-Rex. But you can always export leads.
Okay. So Paula, I think I can answer this one, and I might just put this in the chat. Paula would like to know, where'd my questions go? Where do I find the info about shirts, sizes, and styles? I'm going to put, it's all the resources for Printex shirt sizes, styles, and fulfillment, pricing, and all that is in the members area. So I'm just going to put that in the chat, and you just scroll down. And you should be able to find all the stuff that you need there.
Yeah.
And we'll just hit send there. Okay. Where do I find these webinars to look at later? From Carol. Carol, I usually post them. Well, I do they'll be in the members area. If you look under, where the training videos are, you'll see another tab there that says the expert weekly webinars. And so I usually, as soon as the video is done rendering, I put it in both the Skype group and the Facebook group also. So you'll have 3 places that you can actually go to view it. This one's from Jay. Does the emailer need to connect to other autoresponders such as GetResponse to send out emails to the email list?
No, not at all. No, your email uses Spark Post or Mandrill to send out, and everything is within T-Rex. So you don't need any third-party mailing things apart from Spark Post or Mandrill.
Okay. This is from Lois. She said it's an unrelated question, but is it possible to do an alumni shirt that displays schools for undergrad, master's, and advanced degree? Well, with that, that's kind of a tricky one, because usually if you're putting any sort of logo or something from a school or from a college or university, and you want to do you have to have special permissions and license. That's licensed stuff. So you can maybe do some type of design that kind of dances around that issue, maybe. But usually, if you're going to use some type of logo, or that's a good idea. It all really depends on which school and stuff like that. But most of the time, you can't really sell anything with their with any of their logos or their trademarks on it. But like I said, if you get creative, you can probably dance around it a little bit and try it that way and see how it goes, possibly with a design. So, okay, this is from Darren. I'm brand new and know nothing about coding, etc. Are there lessons on how to create campaigns and pages and handle the WP coding so we can bring ourselves up to speed?
Yep, there is, Darren. Yeah, there's training in the members area depending on which install you add. But if you had a family install, the best thing to do is just duplicate the campaigns. So that takes any like the first campaign you make. If you make one from the ground up, then it takes quite a long time to do, and if you don't know all the settings and stuff, like, it can be quite a task. So all you need to do is go and duplicate one just like that, and then you just you change the name, and then you just go and add the products to it. So there is training on that in the members area. If you've had a basic install, there is training under the basic install training that shows you how to build a campaign from the ground up. and I show you how to make yourself a template campaign for all the 3 different types of products that T-Rex has, because there's auto personalized, manually personalized, and non-personalized. So it's best if you have a template for those 3 things, and it's best if you take your time and get your template just right, so that you can just go ahead and just keep duplicating that template over and over again. So that's the best way to do it. But yeah, there is training in the members area.
Okay. It's from David. Where can I download the survey plugin? I don't have it on my site.
Yeah, we don't have it for download, but if you want to send a ticket, we'll either send it over to you or install it for you.
Okay, so yeah, just go ahead and create a ticket for that, David.
Yeah.
From Charles, can't access Spark Post Console even though I have sent email via Spark Post. When I log in, it says no user of that name contacted Spark Post 4 days ago and no reply.
Okay, Charles. Well, that sounds quite unusual because their support is usually pretty good. I take it you've tried doing a password reset, I would imagine. Just perhaps send us a ticket and we'll have a look for you. I guess that's the only thing we can do, because the problem is with Spark Post is you can't just go and make another account because your domain will be linked to that account. But I'm surprised that Spark Post haven't got back to you.
Okay, it's from Patty. Matthew, do you have an email service that you recommend?
Well, if you're referring to T-Rex, then Spark Post is free, so I'd recommend that. The deliverability between Spark Post and Mandrill is pretty much exactly the same. It's just you have to pay for Mandrill, so I would go for Spark Post. And I think you do have to pay for Spark Post when you get to about 10,000 emails a month or something, but if you're sending out that many orders, then you wouldn't mind paying for it.
Okay, so KS is asking, can we use Printex address for our Facebook page address? If so, what it is? I wouldn't do that. I would probably just put something in very basic, so really no one really needs to get that address at all from your Facebook page. So you can even just put whatever city you're in, city and state. And if somebody needed something very, if you are running ads and you're selling stuff, and there was an issue where they can always just message you through the page and take care of it that way. But I definitely wouldn't just put your home address or anybody else's address. I would just probably do like a city and state.
Yeah, because if you're thinking of returns, if you're selling different things as well on there, because we used to use the Printex address for the support for returns, but then if you're selling maybe jewelry or something from Kerry Patrick, then people end up returning it to Printex. So if you're thinking of returns, we just put the support address as well, the support email, and say contact us for returns address.
Mm-hmm. What is the Skype group name? We have one we have a couple. I think we're down to 2. We've kind of limited down to 2. But the one we're having people in, it's Robert, if you just send me your Skype handle, I'll make sure you're added to the correct one. I don't know can you share those, or do you have to? They have to be automatic. They have to be added, correct, Matt?
Yeah, we have to add them. Yeah.
All right. So Robert, just go ahead and just throw that in a question. Your Skype handle. We'll make sure we get you added. Is there training specific to the college store? Matt, did we do anything? For the college store training.
No, there's no training for the college store.
So basically, the college store is. It's actually being hopefully finished up by next week, but there is, because we have more products and more designs coming from you. We have more schools that they're adding, that they just have kind of taken a little bit of time to get us all of the logos and things that we need in order to add them to the. But it's basically just like any other store. You can we're providing you with 3 or 4 personalized designs and some basic designs, a couple personalized. Manually personalized designs, and then you can kind of put those in on whatever products you'd like. But we're kind of setting you up to where you have at least the T-shirts and hoodies and all set up. But it's just basically like any other store. It's the same way. You're going to be marketing it the same way, finding your interest to whatever school you're looking to go after, and that kind of thing. So there's really no specific training on that. Um, okay, so Darren also said, I noticed that most of the shirts that refer to kids' names and the like are set up for parents that have multiple children. Are there any designs available to us that are designed for people who just have one child? Okay, so depending on what type of, usually if it's where you're listing kids' names, it's going to be a manually personalized design, and so you're going to have to edit that PSD, or edit the your artwork to enter those in. So sometimes if there is only one, you might have to change, like let's just say this cool grandma loves. Well, that's not a good example because usually we try to keep it so where you don't have to change like A to An or something like that. But if there is a design where you have to change that to make it sound and be grammatically correct, you can just change that also in your personalized design, in your manually personalized design. So you usually have to do that anyway, so you might as well it's usually just a simple edit while you're in there adding the kids' names. But we can look around. I'm actually, with Randy, and I think I mentioned this on Tuesday, we're still trying to find a lot of designs that we can try to offer to you guys, and so I'll keep an eye out for something that may be where you won't have to edit it. But normally that's all you would do. Okay. Can we change to the flat sum theme and theme options and keep all the collections and campaigns the same for the Family Done For You site?
I wouldn't do that, because what will happen is it will change all your WordPress pages if you change the theme. So you'll end up having to rebuild all your WordPress pages. All your T-Rex stuff will stay exactly the same. But your WordPress pages will most probably change, and I'm not sure if you change the theme back if it will flip it back. So I wouldn't advise it unless you wanted to take the time to rebuild all your pages.
Okay, JC, I'm glad you asked this. Are there any design packages on sale, and where can I find them? There are some available for sale right now, and that's at our support. Let me grab that URL for you guys. That's our shop store. But after this webinar, I'm currently finishing up a Valentine's Day. I think we're going to have 2 design packs, but I'll at least have one hopefully finished up by the end of the day, and I will let everyone know when that's available. We're just trying to figure out the particulars and just to make it the easiest way to get you guys the designs. But I think you're going to be really happy with them. I kind of went out and found some ideas and I handed them off to our designer, and I really kind of spread it out to where we have Valentine's Day stuff for husbands, wives, kids, personalized stuff for mommies, grandmas, just awesome stuff, and just some basic things, non-personalized, or just some basic designs, but also stuff that I think you guys are really going to like it. I'm really excited to show you. So yeah, I'm going to grab this here and then this URL, and just let me put this in the chat. Oops, I don't know if that. Let me try that again. Just ignore that one, guys. I didn't grab all of the address on that. So you can go in there and look around. There's some niches in there, but we are going to be ramping this up for you guys because we get a lot of requests for if we know designers, and I know that's kind of after, even though say you bought a Done For You site and you really like the designs, but you have other ideas, or you just want some fresh new designs, or if you bought a basic site, you're looking for fresh designs, and it's hard to find designers. And since you have to design it a certain kind of way for the personalized feature of the plugin, and so our designers they know about it, and they design it kind of around that, so it makes it so simple for you guys to get them uploaded and get your products uploaded and your campaigns ready to go. So that's what we really want to do, is kind of offer that as much as possible. And if you guys want to just even comment with what kind of niches that you would be interested in, that would give us a really good idea of which ones maybe to go after first. But we're going to try to stay ahead of all of the main holidays, at least a month or 6 weeks out, or of all the main holidays, so you guys have time to really get going on it. So that's why I'm trying to finish this one up today with one batch of the Valentine's Day designs. Okay, Peter asked, what is the best selling price for the average T-shirt to get some traction starting off? Well, I personally, I always like to try just to get people in and get people in your custom audiences that you have set up and get people kind of, when you get your pixel set up and just to start recording all that data. A great way to do it is to kind of get people in with like a very inexpensive shirt where you're either going to make no money or maybe $1 or two or something, maybe on the shipping or something, just to kind of get them in on like a basic white shirt. And usually that could be anywhere from $7.95, $8.95. It's really up to you, where that you're not going to be making that much off of it, but what you're going to want is have all your other products ready to go for upsell. So as soon as if they pick the white shirt that you're advertising, for $7.95, and then they come in and see that, okay, well, the black looks really awesome, or the red shirt looks really awesome, so maybe I'll grab a white, but I really like the way this black. So that's kind of how you want to get them in. You want to make sure that you're not losing too money, or you just, I like to say, at least break even, or maybe even make $1 if you can, or two, with the price of the shirt and maybe on the shipping price. But that's kind of a tactic that we teach, and it really helps in, when people kind of see that white T-shirt out there and they see the really good price, and when they come in, they see the mug, they see the tote bag, they see whatever the other products are, and usually upsells start to happen that way, and that at least get your traction going, and also helps you do some upsells. Okay. Okay, we got a bunch of Skype. And guys, everyone that's asking for Skype, are you guys part of the Facebook group too? Because I have a lot of Skype requests. Okay, and I would really like, we really like the Facebook group. But we'll get you in the Skype group, but I just want to make sure that you're in the Facebook group too. Okay.
Yeah, that last question made me think about that webinar that Ken did the other day about pricing structures, about where to start off and that. So his method was he starts off at a cheap price, and then he runs the ad for 2 days, and then he stops the ad, and then he increases the price for another couple of days, and then he stops the ad and he increases the price and runs it for another couple of days, and he looks at the information and the sales he gets and everything, and then he works out at what price point for each particular product. So each shirt isn't actually worth the same amount of money, and each shirt has its own price point. So you work that out by slowly increasing it, and you might have made more sales at $15, or you might have made more per shirt at $15, but the one at say $10 might have actually sold even more shirts but put more money in your pocket. So that's one way that you can do it. You can start it off at a low price, slowly keep increasing the price for each design, and then work out a price point for each individual design itself, because each design isn't going to be worth the same, because usually a lot of people just have the same price for a white shirt, the same price for a black shirt, but like I say, each design has its own its own value. So it's a case of testing.
Right. Matt, if you can see any other questions there, I'm grabbing the Skype link and also the Facebook link, so I can put that in here.
Yeah. So let me have a look. Yes, we at New Zealand, someone's asked. Yeah, we have talked about that with the programmers. There's a possibility that we might add a custom field to add your own countries in, like we used to have it. But I'm not sure exactly when that's going to happen, or even if that's going to happen. So I'm not sure that's going to affect the coding and stuff like that. But it may happen. We do get quite a few questions about people asking for different countries.
Okay, so
oh, sorry, my God.
No, that's okay. I just wanted to say this real quick. So hey guys, I just put in the chat here the Skype link and then the Facebook link. And like I said, please join both. And actually, Facebook, I think you'll see is more helpful, because there's a lot of it's easy to do search if you're looking for a particular question or keyword. Just all the videos are housed there, and it's just easy to see, and people tend to just be in there more often. And also, if you need help and one of us is not available right away, usually in both groups they do, but the Facebook group, people seem to always be interacting in there, so I just encourage you to be in there. Go ahead, man.
Yeah, I was just trying to find a post um, on my page, because another thing that you can do, I don't know if anyone's watched Ken's Facebook videos in the members area, but he posted up a load of t-shirts, or a load of designs, to see what kind of interaction he gets first. I'm just trying to find one on this page here. But another great way you can do it is make a post. Here's one possibly. Oh no, they're all the same design. But you can make a post similar to this, and you could have different designs here before you've even uploaded these to T-Rex or anything. You could put 5 different designs on here. You could have a little number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or A, B, C, D, and then get people to vote for their favorite design. So you'll get a good idea before you even spent the time creating your campaign and everything and running ads. You'll get a good feel for what designs are likely to sell before you even put the work in. That's a good way of finding out which products are going to sell, and you can do that. You don't even have to use your own designs. I know Ken showed it before, where you just go to Teespring, you look for the top selling designs, you grab 4 designs off there, and then you just post them up. If you get a ton of interaction, say on number A or letter A, then you can take that design and go and get it redesigned or a similar design done, and you're already ahead before you've even spent any money on ads.
Okay, KS asked, I have the family store. Can the Trex store be cloned and deployed for another niche? And has it got to be hosted on the Trex server?
Yeah, it does have to be on the T-REX server, yeah. You wouldn't necessarily have to. Well, if you want, we could clone it for you if you wanted, if you've got campaigns in there, or we could just reset you up a new one. But at the moment, T-REX is only hosted by us on our servers.
And I believe you get up to 3, right, Matt?
Yeah, you get up to 3, yeah. But
Okay.
well, there is an installation charge, but your membership covers you for 3.
Okay. So I think, yeah, everyone's joined the Skype group. Awesome. Dave, what graphic file types and sizes do we need to upload designs? So when you're uploading to the T-REX store, they have to be in a PNG format. I had that issue yesterday. I didn't realize I had uploaded a JPEG, and it just kept showing the same product, even though I had changed it, and it was driving me nuts. And I was Skyping everybody saying, "Do you guys see? Do you still see a football?" And blah 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 blah. But yeah, so that ended up being the issue. It was you have to have a PNG.
Yeah, and they need to be 2800 by 3200, 200 DPI for the large text image. So the image that gets sent to Printex needs to be a big, good quality image, basically.
Oh yes. Should we go deep in a niche before looking at another? Um, I would say yes. It just really, before you start looking at other ones, I think that's what you're asking is should we go? I mean, it just kind of takes a little bit of research. I like to research online, just what kind of shirts in the niche are selling, that kind of thing before you kind of jump around. And I think we kind of talked about this before, Elias, is just really, sometimes if you start looking at too many niches or you see a shirt or you hear about a niche that's killing it and you just jump around, and sometimes, for me at least, that just takes your focus off, and then before you know it, you're all over the place. But I would say yes before you start looking into another one. But at the same time, you know what you're selling and you know how you're doing, and it's really kind of up to you. But okay, so how do we add new designs like the Valentine's shirt, etc., to our Done For You site? So Jay, that's all of that stuff is in the training videos in the members site, and it will actually show you there's videos for each type of design. So whether it's a manually personalized, an auto, or a regular auto personalized where they can type in their name and it pops up on the screen, or just a non-personalized, there's videos for each of that in the member site. And if you have, do you know where that's at? If not, we can probably throw the links in there.
What's that for, Michael?
Just videos on how to add products.
Oh, yeah.
Done for your site.
Yeah, let me grab a link.
Okay. Darren, thank you for hosting these awesome webinars, and thanks for answering my questions. I can't wait to get up to speed. This is so exciting. Thank you, Darren. Yeah, we try our best to help you guys out. We know it's a lot of information at first, and especially when you're new, it takes a while to kind of get the hang of it. But just keep coming back for the webinars. Keep going through the trainings. We're constantly recording new videos for you guys. So, you know, our goal is to really help you succeed. And so thank you for saying that. It means a lot. Okay, Castan, I think if you look in, I don't know if I answered this. If you look in the chat, there's our Skype link is in there, so you can go ahead and just join. Awesome, you're in the Facebook. The Facebook page is also in the chat, guys. You should see the link there. Okay.
Yeah, Jones said about the new mock-up sizes are only 178 by 178. I'm not sure where you're getting them from, but they should be 700 by 700. And if you do come into the members area, then the link that I just sent before is a video on how to use the import packs for the mock-ups. And right down here at the bottom, if you come here to Printex mock-up downloads, then here you can download import packs, and you can import these straight into your site, and they'll be ready for you to use. I think I've got some on here. They're the right sizes. Let me just find some. Here, this is like what this. So this is the hoodie pack that you would import. So with these packs, everything's set up. So hoodie in purple, style is hoodie, the color's set up. It's set to personalize, but you can change that. If we just go into the settings, this really makes it easy for you to set up new products. You've got the item description in already. You've got all the pricing in there, which you're free to change if you want to, but you don't need to. And then the style, the color, your background image is there, and then it tells you the size of the text image which needs to go in there, and then it tells you the size of the large text image as well. So all you need to do is click select image there, click select image there, put your new design in, and then you have that design on the shirt. If you want to change it, you can just literally flip it to a personalized, personalized, manually personalized, or non-personalized, whatever you want to do. If you're going to change it to a personalized, then you just grab the name field from over here, and then you make the adjustments to that to fit your design by using this area here. So that is should be really quick and easy for you to get new products uploaded using those.
Right. Carol is asking, I want to make sure I understand the shop, TREXwp.com. I can buy a pack of designs for $5 to be in my current store. So yeah, so say for instance, if you're looking at like some of the cat stuff, so what we do is we offer, with these currently, we're offering like you can buy just a single design, and if you want to upload them into your Trex store, you would purchase the Trex import pack, and what that's going to do is that's just going to upload that product right, you're going to import that right into your Trex store, and it will be all set up, ready to go. You may want to check, depending on pricing, you may want to make sure the pricing is how you want it, and the shipping pricing, and also you want to just make sure that if you have the right supplier email. So if it's a manually personalized design, or most of them I think are auto personalized, so it really goes to Randy right away. But just check it just to make sure, because if it's manual, you want to set up your own domain email address, so you get the notification that somebody ordered and you have to go in and edit that artwork. But yeah, and then you can also buy a Shopify import, or if you just want the PNGs, we offer them too. So that's how it's currently working right now. Okay, let's see here. Take a few more. See, okay, we're there. There's zipper hoodies. Yeah, we do have zipper hoodies, correct? Yeah, those are in the. If you go to that homepage of the support at the members area, and you go to the mockups, you'll see in the Printex mockups folder, there's zipper hoodies in there, which I love those. Those are awesome.
Yeah, those are here.
Okay, so Lady Yvette asks, so I don't start out in an overwhelm, where should I start with T-Rex? So I think you're probably a new customer, and Matt, I'll let you kind of direct her there since you answer this question all the time, the members area, but you can tell her exactly what videos to start with so she can start out.
Well, yeah, if you've got a basic install, then these are the basic install videos. Here's the full done for you installs. But what if you have got the basic install, then just start going through those videos. But what I would do for somebody new, if you've got a family done for you store, come into your WordPress dashboard, come down to campaigns here, and just find a campaign and duplicate the campaign, and then go into the settings and just call it test or something like that, and just have a play around. So when you go into a campaign, if you hover over this URL here, so this is the live link that people see on the web. So keep two tabs open like this, and then just come in here and just play around. You know, put some text in here, just see what these things do. Like this columns area here, that really controls everything. You know, these text areas around here underneath the buy button, there's an area under here that you can't see. The cart settings are for after the purchase, so when they hit the cart page. And then the page styling section is kind of you know, how it looks with the cart image, and then there's a lot of, you know, different things you can turn on and off. So just have a little play around with these settings, and then when you've finished, you can just go and delete that campaign, and it won't matter because you won't have messed up anything that's actually been set up for you. So that's what, you know, that's what I would do. And then like these this basic install training here, this is for the guys that had absolutely nothing. So these, even though they might not be relevant to the full install, you should get a lot of great information out of these, because this builds a whole store from the ground up. Everything, the cron jobs, the, you know, the domain emails, going into cPanel, setting up Spark posts, your SSL, your terms of service, you know. So these really are some good videos, and I tried to really make it clear and go into depth in this set of videos. So I would do that. I would duplicate a campaign, call it test, and then just go and mess around with the settings, and then check out these videos.
Okay, Matt, can you want to clear up like exactly the three what they get for their membership? I think some people are a little confused on that.
Yeah. Okay. So there is a membership fee. So depending on, you know, we have got a lower one for the very original old school T-Rexers, but for new people it's $97 a month. That $97 a month covers you to host 3 stores on the T-Rex server. And then for each store that you buy, there's an installation fee. So we've got the full done for you stores, the family store, the mug store, the school store, the college stores, and then we've got a basic install, which is really just, I mean, we've actually upgraded the basic install so that you get a you get the Divi theme, and you get 3 campaigns already built, so that you can go ahead and start duplicating those straight away. So your membership is for hosting for 3 sites, and we are about to limit anybody who's not hosting with us won't be getting any updates. They'll only be getting bug fixes. So if you're hosting with us, you are going to be getting all the latest stuff and all the brilliant updates that we've got coming up. So it is worth hosting with us, and that's what your membership fee covers: the training, the updates, and the hosting.
Okay, let's see here.
I see Sandra's asked about Ken's videos. So those videos I put in here way back, they are a little bit outdated, but although Facebook's changed a little bit on these videos, the actual process that you can use is still relevant and still works well. So you might just see a little bit of a different layout within Facebook, but here's where you get them. Sorry, I've gone inside it, but here under Facebook ads, here Facebook ads marketing. So I want to change my CC. So somebody's asked what a mug store looks like. See if I can remember the URL. It's either mugs or mug. And I got it right. So this is a mug store. Just let it catch up. Basically, it's got tons and tons and tons and tons of mugs on it. I don't know how. I think there may be 1,000 campaigns on it, or 1,000 products. I think. I can't remember now. So there's just all kinds of mugs, and with the mug store as well, you're free to add. You can take those designs and add more. Yep. Somebody asked, can we do mugs on a family store? Yes, you can. You can add whatever you want to a family store. The only limitations you've got is with the college stores, because they're licensed, and those licensing guys are really strict. So with any of the other stores, you can add any products you want, any designs that you want, and you can just build them out. So you can use them as as a base to just add and add and add your own designs or whatever you want to add.
Okay, so Tina's asking, is there a bundle for like the cat designs? And currently, no. But with the Valentines, we are just going to sell them for one price as a bundled price, and it's at a great price, you guys. It's I think we're going to do like around $49.99 for. I think the first one is going to have 10 designs plus one bonus design, so 11 total. And I might even throw one more in there just because I realized one of the designs is kind of geared towards little girls, baby girls, and I want to make one for baby boys, so for like onesies and bibs and youth shirts and stuff like that. So that's not too hard for me. I'm going to go ahead and do that and probably give you 12. But as currently, if you just want to buy, you have to kind of buy the cat as singly, and it's still, it's only $5 per design, so you're getting just an amazing deal there. I know it's a little bit of a pain, but you can still add everything to your cart, and I'll check out at once, and you'll be able to get everything at once. But somebody was asking about a custom audience. Let me see.
I'll just ask a couple more while you.
Okay, I'm gonna look for that.
Yeah, somebody's asked, celebrity and college stores must be kept separate. Yes, college stores are, like I say, they're super, super strict. You can only have approved college designs on those stores. You can't put any other products on there. They even got funny about the logo, the colors. They are super strict. So it all has to be completely regulated with the college stores. So the advantage you get with those college stores is you can use the logos and everything. So you're kind of a step above everyone else that's selling t-shirts, and you can do personalization, which I don't think any other company does, like Nike or anyone like that. So you've got that advantage, but then you've got the disadvantage of you can't just throw any design on them. So there's pros and cons with the college stores. Darren's asked, how do we know all the products that are available to us for adding to the family store? Well, you can add whatever products you want to the. Do you mean the jewelry and stuff, Darren? Because you can sell really whatever you want. But Kerry Patrick is a jewelry supplier. Kevin Vidito supplies the plates. Both of those guys are T-Rexers. But on top of that, you can just add whatever you want to it as well. It's you're free to do that. So if you're stuck for contact details on those guys, then just send me a ticket or something, and I'll give you their details.
Okay, so I'm I'm gonna just show this real quick, and maybe Matt, you can help clarify it too, because I know this is kind of up your alley. So John is asking about, can you go over how to make a lookalike audience? I've good ad, sold some pillows and pillowcases. Now I want to retarget and create a lookalike audience. Can you go over that? So let me just take this back. And let me know if you can see my screen.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay. So when you go into your ads manager, you're going to come over here. You're just going to go to audiences here. And then you're going to create an audience. And then you can start off by creating a custom audience here. And it's really cool because you can create them off of like an email list that you may have, or website traffic, or now this is really cool because you can do it just off of engagement from your Facebook page. So people that are maybe responding to videos, or even just responding to your page, you can create a custom audience there. But if you can also just create one, just like so if you want to get someone from website traffic. Now also you're going to have your pixel installed on your site. So you should, your pixel should be firing those people that are even just going to your site or page views and things like that. But if you want to get it specific to like a specific campaign, you can always just you know, come over here and people who visit specific web pages, and you can put your campaign URL in there. You always want to change this to 180 for 6 months. Just go ahead and name it down there and create it. And then after a while, once that starts to build up, what you can do is then you can go back and just like create a lookalike audience off of that audience right there. So what you'll do is you'll go in, and let's just say I have like this one here. I go over here to actions, and I can just create a lookalike audience. So that's how you do that.
Yeah, Darren wants to know how to install the pixel on the T-Rex site. Have you got a T-Rex site there, or?
I'll hand that back to you, because I don't think I have one up. Okay, where are you at, Matt? A lot of people on here. It's awesome. Okay, let's see. Let me do this. And there you are. Okay.
Okay, have you got me?
Gotcha.
So what you need to do is create your pixel. Once you've created your pixel, you've got two places where you can put it. Either in the business settings here, and if you scroll down, you've got the retargeting, the conversion, and the cart. So if you put your pixel in here, then these settings in the business settings are global. So these will be active on every single campaign on your site. So if you're just kind of going generic, like with your retargeting one, if you've got a family one and you just want to pixel everybody that visits any of your campaigns, this is where you would put it. Your conversion one is placed on your thank you page. Okay, so you won't be able to test that unless you do an actual test purchase, because the thank you pages are dynamic. So if you just go and visit your thank you page without going through the process, you won't see that on the page. And then your cart tracking code is the one that goes in the cart. You can test that by just visiting the cart. If you go to the campaigns here and just go into a campaign, the settings for, or the place to put your pixel is under page styling, and it's right at the bottom of page styling down here. So here's where you would put it. Now if you put it in here, then it's only active for this particular campaign. So what you might want to do is put them in your business settings, and then if you've got like a niche specific campaign, then you would put maybe just your retargeting one, or you put all three of them in here, and then it would be active only on that campaign, but your business ones would still be active on all other campaigns. So if you put it in your campaign one, then it overrides the business one on that campaign only. And another thing you will want to do, if you use, or you probably want to use Chrome, you can only do this on Chrome, but you want to use the pixel helper, which is this little thing up here, and then this tells you up here whether your Facebook pixel is actually working or not. So if you've made a mistake in the code or something like that, or you've done something wrong, then this will either not show, or it will tell you there's an error, and it will give you a little error report down here, and it will kind of tell you what might be wrong.
And hey guys, I just also want to say, Facebook is always changing, especially with the pixel stuff. So Greg and we're going to wrap it up here in just a minute, but I just wanted to say this, and then if you guys have any more questions, I know we have some more, but we like to try to keep these to 1 hour. So we are going to do a pixel training video, and Greg and I already spoke about that. We're going to get with Matthew. We're going to figure out the best way, just because there's a lot of information on it, and they even have custom pixels and all this stuff too. So there's just a certain strategy, but we know that can be kind of confusing. I am still confused about it. That's not one of my strengths. I'm always depending on someone like Matt or something to help me. So I know that especially if you're new to this, especially new to Facebook advertising, that it could get a little bit overwhelming. So we're going to work on that, and we're going to have that for you as soon as possible. Because even Greg learned some new things today, and he really wants to make sure that the group is up to speed. But we just want to make sure that we have all of our ducks in a row and that we're teaching you the guys the exact right thing. So. But hey guys, I'm gonna end this now. We just want to say thank you guys for coming today. Any more questions? Let's go over to Facebook if you'd like, or you can pop into Skype and ask a question if we didn't get to it today, and we'll try to get to it. If you have any technical problems or something's not working, please submit a ticket, and they'll get you taken care of. And as always, be on the lookout for the replay in Facebook, Skype, and in the members area. So thanks for showing up, guys. We will talk to you guys soon. Get out there, get busy. Let's get going. Thank you.
Okay, bye guys.